During their most recent stream, the Japanese Blue Protocol team noted that there will be a large special stream on June 14th, exactly 1 year after the release of the game within Japan. Many people are speculating that this could be to announce the global release date or full global testing. But more importantly, Throne and Liberty was confirmed to be releasing sometime in June 2024, which means that Amazon will be able to fully focus on getting Blue Protocol ready for a third or fourth quarter 2024 release. In an article posted to Business Korea on the 9th of January 2024, titled NCSoft Won't Get Any Worse, spoiler alert, it will. It was confirmed that while results for TL in the domestic market have been disappointing, the game is still set to be released through Amazon Games in the second quarter of 2024 after the closed beta test in the first quarter of 2024. For those of you unaware, Amazon announced that they would be holding a global closed beta on April 10th, 2024, running through April 17th, 2024. This almost lines up perfectly with the article off by a mere 10 days. This is likely due to a few minor issues within Amazon themselves, delaying the ultimate release of the test. This isn't the first time this has happened. This will not be the last time this happens. With Throne and Liberty, with Blue Protocol, or any game that Amazon either develop or publish. In the same sentence, it was confirmed that Throne and Liberty would be releasing within the second quarter of 2024. So at any point between April and June. If history has proven anything, it's that Amazon are likely going to fall a little short of this date, meaning that it might end up releasing early to mid-July. But nevertheless, we have a confirmed release date for Throne and Liberty Global. It's coming in the next 3 to 4 months, unless, of course, they somehow screw this up and it gets delayed once again. Before we delve into Blue Protocol's global release date and test phases, however, allow me to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon. Your guys' support is why I can continue to make videos like this every single month, and I deeply appreciate you all being there for me. Navigating on over to the Blue Protocol website, we see that it is still listed as coming in 2024, which realistically really isn't that reassuring, given Amazon has a very strong tendency to delay their games, delay their test phases, delay any kind of communication whatsoever. However, with the release of Throne and Liberty Global tentatively slated for June, it makes sense that the June 14th live stream will feature the announcement that we've been waiting for. No more censorship in Blue Protocol Global. Oh wait, no, sorry, never mind. Blue Protocol's global release date, or at the very least, release date for the beta test. In November 2023, Amazon held a closed technical test that I got to participate in. And while I'm unable to discuss what happened within the test due to the NDA that was present, they've been pretty silent since. They've had almost 6 months by the time of this video to make sufficient changes to the game. Localization, translations. A follow-up test is all but expected, given they have to release by December 31st, 2024. For reference, the global technical test for Throne and Liberty was announced on their official website on June 8, 2023. The technical test, which much like Blue Protocol, also had an NDA preventing players from sharing any footage of their experiences, took place from September 19th through October 3rd. Shortly after the announcement of Throne and Liberty's technical test in September 2023, roughly 6 weeks to be precise, Amazon confirmed the closed technical test for Blue Protocol. Throne and Liberty held their technical test under an NDA in September 2023 and their full dedicated beta test without an NDA in April 2024. This was 7 months apart. Blue Protocol held their technical test under an NDA in November 2023, which means the full dedicated beta test without an NDA is likely to take place in June 2024. This is just speculation, however, on my part, and has in no way been confirmed by Amazon Game Studios themselves, but it does make sense. Amazon have been sticking to a very strict schedule thus far, and Blue Protocol is confirmed to be releasing after Throne and Liberty, which is why we haven't heard anything about it all this time. Why build hype and anticipation when they have something else that they want to succeed first? Throne and Liberty. The release of Blue Protocol, and probably the announcement of Blue Protocol, would entirely hinder the success of Throne and Liberty, which is why they're continuing to put it off. From a business standpoint, it would make absolutely no sense to announce competition for your own game when it is this close to releasing. With this in mind, if Throne and Liberty releases in June, perhaps July 2024, does that mean that Blue Protocol should theoretically release within the same 2-month window afterwards? Unlikely. It's definitely possible to, and could be a great way of retaining momentum for Amazon, having Throne and Liberty, Blue Protocol, and Lost Ark all cycling players through periods of downtime. It's what Hoyo does with Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, and what Kudo are attempting to do with Punishing Grey Raven and Wuthering Waves. But it just doesn't really seem likely. They'll no doubt be targeting a window where content is slow, a lull, but I wouldn't expect it to release at any point before the fourth quarter of 2024. Targeting a middle of the year release followed by an end of the year release allows for Amazon to monopolize on 2 entire quadrants of the year, maximizing their success and revenue. So the TLDR is that Throne and Liberty is holding a test phase in April 2024. It is releasing towards the end of June, perhaps the beginning of July 2024. Blue Protocol will likely hold a test phase in June 2024, with a potential release date from anywhere between August through December. This is very good news for fans of either game, even if it means that we'll still have to wait several months to play the game that we're looking forward to. I just personally hope that when Blue Protocol does release over the course of the next several months globally, it releases with all of the content that the Japanese version of the game has at present, right now. Have you seen the updates that they've pushed out and what they're planning for? When Blue Protocol was first announced, there were 4 classes: the Aegis Fighter, Blast Archer, Spellcaster, and Twin Striker. The Heavy Smasher was introduced with the Japanese release, and the Blitz Lancer was revealed later in the year. This was followed by the Beat Performer, announced just recently, released on the 24th of April. That's 3 classes in less than a year, bringing the total number of classes up to 7. There have been new regions introduced, new bosses, new game modes. They're working on implementing more mounts, and most importantly, player housing. They touched on all of this in their most recent live stream, and while they were very vague concerning what the housing system would allow for, or how deep and complex a system it would ultimately even be, they did show gameplay. It was admittedly a little bit underwhelming, but this is a system that they are actively working on. There is a substantial number of differences separating the launch version of Blue Protocol and the current live version. And while we could play catch up with Japan, which would largely ruin many players' experience given how much better the game is currently, it would be better to have a more complete game at release. I know that this has been a lot of information to unbox, I do, but at the same time, this took a lot of time to locate all of this information and then condense it into something that was easily digestible for all of you. However, I do think that this is a lot of important information to disclose that hasn't really been covered anywhere. We have an end in sight where we can finally play 2 MMOs that we have been eagerly anticipating for years. Sure, they might be underperforming in both Korea and Japan, their countries of origin, but global might give them exactly what they need to succeed. Regardless, I'm still excited for Blue Protocol, not necessarily Throne and Liberty. I've seen enough gameplay and talked to enough people that have participated in numerous different test phases to know that it feels like a mobile game with the auto mechanics physically removed to hide that fact. I'm excited for most MMOs that come out. The MMO genre is just in such a stagnant state that we need every release we can get. And these are 2 that might succeed to varying degrees. Now, if Blue Protocol is not an MMO that is of any interest to you, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now that might be more up your alley.